if you guys can see me. I am here signing in from Seoul, Korea. And today I have a very special topic. By the way, you guys, my name is Yuri Choi, and I am a performance coach for high achievers and entrepreneurs. And today I've been invited by the CEO of Psych2Go to really discuss this one particular topic about how to support as well as manage and cope when someone in your family or your friends they're dealing with depression or different kinds of mental challenges, mental health challenges. So this is something that we will talk about today. So hey, you guys, it is so good to see you all here. Hey, Tommy, I see you. What's up? Good to see you. I'm just gonna wait a few seconds here. Crazy vibes. Hello, I struggle with depression and anxiety. Your videos really help me. Thank you for letting us know. Today, I am here to really, well, first of all, for all of you guys who know this, I am very, very passionate about creating this space where it gets to be safe. It's all about growth. It's all about being able to support each other. And today I have this special ability to be able to highlight certain comments and questions. So please feel free to ask any questions and stay really active in this, because I am here to support all of you. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes here as people are logging on. If you can, please share with me where you're logging in from. What part of the country or what part of the world are you guys logging in from? And yeah, share with us a little bit where you are from today. Would love to hear. And by the way, you guys, like I said, I am here in Seoul, Korea. I'm actually headed back to the United States in just a couple days. So it's a little bittersweet because, I've made some amazing friends here. And obviously my entire family's here. And it's been incredible spending some time here. And I will be back in the US soon. So for any of you guys who's in the Northern America area, I will be back over there. I love you guys too. You guys are all amazing. So some of you guys are coming from California, incredible, Arizona. Awesome. So yes, share with me where you guys are logging in from. It's always such a pleasure to be here with you guys. Seriously, this is one of the communities that I deeply, deeply look forward to connecting with, because you guys are all in this together. You guys all are very supportive. And hey, I have something to celebrate with all of you guys today. And some of you might know this. Can you guess what we're celebrating today? Oh, you're from Korea as well. Amazing. Good to see you guys. We are celebrating something incredible today and has to do with all of you guys and your support. Can you guess? Some of you guys might know. Some of you guys might already know. You're from Malaysia, from the UK. Hello, Cherry. Cherry Berry, what a cute name. Great to see you guys. Yes, Multis4949 guessed it. Can you guys guess what we are celebrating today? It's such an incredible, incredible time. Psych2Go, the entire team and I, we are so, so grateful for every single one of you guys. And it is because, yes, some of you guys guessed it already. Some of you guys guessed it already. Yes, 7 million. 7 million subscribers. You guys, we are so grateful for every single one of you. Yes, 7 million. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts, because it wouldn't have happened without all of you. And we are so, so grateful for this happening. Thank you. We are so excited. So thank you guys so much for all your support, being here to celebrate with us. I mean, all of it means so much. So yes. So those of you who are just logging in, again, my name is Yuri Choi. I am a performance coach for entrepreneurs and high achievers. I actually work with the CEO of Psych2Go. And today I've been hopping on here occasionally once a month or so that I can support you guys on different mindset challenges and, different things that you guys have shared with us that I can potentially support you with. And today, what I will be, discussing is how to support a loved one, whether it's a family member or a friend or someone close to us who might be struggling with different kinds of mental health challenges, but more specifically around depression and anxiety. Here's the thing. And thank you guys, all of you who are saying congratulations. We appreciate it so much. With that said, what I want to share with you guys is that, in midst of this pandemic, all of these things happening in the world right now, there's a lot going on. So all of you guys who are here celebrating with us, I just want to say, hey, I'm glad that we're creating this another day together. I mean, this is all a communal effort, and we're also aware. I mean, based on recent study, even in the U.S. alone, it's found that since the pandemic, it's estimated that about 4 out of 10 people are struggling with anxiety or depression. I mean, that's almost half of the population. And are we really surprised based on what's going on in the world, right? I mean, there's a lot of isolation. There's a lot going on besides, just the pandemic. And I mean, we don't have to go in that route, but what we can acknowledge in this moment is that there's a lot going on in this world right now. Now, chances are, most of us know at least one person, if not more, in our lives, in our immediate circles, and in our immediate family and friends that's probably dealing with depression or anxiety. Would you guys agree? So with that said, today, and as I have gone through this as well, several people in my family or network, I know we're going through this. And specifically, I work very, very closely with a lot of entrepreneurs and high achievers. So I'm also the first one that helps my clients in these types of breakdowns as well. So today I'm going to support you guys. I mean, a lot of these workshops have been all about, how to support yourself. And there's plenty of videos that address that on Psych2Go already. I'm actually going to be doing another video soon based on like self-love and self-care specifically. But today I wanted to take a little bit of a different angle to support people with maybe you're not depressed, but you are supporting somebody or you're trying to help somebody, but you don't know exactly how to really support them, or what is the mindset that would be most supportive for you and the other person. So please share with me in the chat if you think that this is a topic that would be helpful for you or somebody in your life. And if so, let's say 7 mil, celebrating 7 mil in the chat, and let us know that this would be helpful. And I can't wait to get started in this with you guys right now. So let's go. Yes, 7 mil, yes, helpful. Oh, I love it. It would be incredibly helpful. And you guys, we're trying on this special software right now. So if you guys have specific questions, I have this function today to be able to highlight you. So like this. So this is an incentive for you guys. If you guys have any specific questions or powerful, positive comments to share, any levels of gratitude towards Psych2Go or another person or anything to add to this conversation, please feel free to share in the chat today. So let's get started right away. So yes, thank you. We are celebrating 7 million subscribers, and we're so excited. So let's get started right away. So, as I mentioned, you guys, since the pandemic, it's been found that in the US alone, 4 out of 10 people are experiencing depression and anxiety. So if you are one of them, first of all, know that you are not alone. And if you have somebody in your life or in your social network that is dealing with this, also know that you're not alone. So today, what I want to do is really cover how we can support you in this. So I have prepared about 15 different tips that I'm going to share with you to support you guys today in this. And so, yes, you guys all came in at the right time. So I will get started right away. Are you guys up for that? If so, let's say one thing that you're grateful for, and I will get us started. Share with me right now. Who are you grateful for? And put it in the chat, and I will get started. Like I said, I'm extremely grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for my family. I had the opportunity to really connect deeply with my family while I've been here. New friends I've made here. Some of them might be here. I'm really grateful for my Psych2Go family as well. They are so extremely amazing, you guys. I've never met a team of people who are more dedicated and passionate about their mission than the Psych2Go team, the very people that support you guys. So I just want to let you guys know you guys are in a great community here. We're so grateful to have you here. Yes, you are strong, you're your best friends, all these things and people in your life that you get to be grateful for. It's incredible. Yep. All right. You guys. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing all this. You're grateful for your idols. You're grateful for your friends, family. I love it. Beautiful energy. All right, so shall we get started? Let's get started right away. So first of all, you guys, if you are curious about, like, you're maybe even questioning, like, I don't know if this person in my life, I think they are depressed, but I'm not sure. Look in the caption below after this video, after this live stream. We actually have a few videos already helping you guys identify certain symptoms and signs to see if your loved ones, friends, or family, they might be either secretly or, pretty openly suffering from depression or anxiety. So we will go ahead and put those videos in the caption so you guys can, go ahead and take a look at that. If you watch this, you're like, yeah, I think they are, but you're not sure. That's an additional resource that you guys can look at. Generally, though, let's get started. So what is depression? I mean, really simply put, it's, it's a mood disorder that really affects people's desire and passion for life. These people might be not interested in doing much, especially even if they were excited about doing certain things in the past. And, again, they might be suffering from different, and I'll briefly mention some symptoms. It could be that they're, feeling sad or empty, hopeless, or they're not sleeping enough, or they're sleeping too much, or they might have, trouble thinking, focusing. They might be lashing out. I mean, these are some of the signs. But again, there are some videos that you guys can highlight that. And today, what I will be focusing on is how to help these people, how to support these loved ones. So let's get right into number one. Number one, you guys. So number one is that realize that they are not their mental disorder or their mental illness. It's easy to see them as that when they're, in that state. But what we get to remember is that there's a being, there's a soul who might be experiencing this one particular symptom or one particular disorder, and they are not defined by that thing. There's a person, there's a soul behind that who's experiencing that, but they are not their mental illness. What they do or say with their being, there's someone else deep down. You get to focus on seeing their soul. Now, their mental disorder or mental health challenge is just one of the many layers or masks or, outfits that they might be wearing at that time. But deep down, there's a person, there's a soul behind all that. Choose to see that person behind those layers. And sometimes it's going to take discipline. It's gonna be hard because there's the physical symptoms or what we see in the external world that signifies that they are dealing with something. But you get to really see that is a person, there's a soul that is so pure and loving that's behind their mental illness. So what this means is, and this leads to number 2, treat it like any other physical illness. So for example, when someone has, a really challenging physical situation, for some reason, because it's so physical, we can see it, it's so easy to see, right? If someone has a broken arm or someone has a broken leg, they literally can't walk or do things that they used to do, it's easier for us to accept that that person is suffering. Whereas with mental health challenges or depression, oftentimes, especially because of the stigma or the lack of understanding of these situations, sometimes mental disorders can be overlooked, and it can be treated differently from other physical disabilities or health challenges, right? So sometimes, and here's the thing, sometimes people are not being treated medically at all for their mental health challenges, and even by their loved ones, they're not treated as someone who might need extra support. So what we get to do is see that they're actually not well and support their healing process as much as possible, as you would if anyone else was suffering from a physical disability or physical ailment. So is that making sense for you guys? Does that make sense? Now, I actually speak about this from my own experience in the last couple of months of helping my loved ones in my own circle in different ways. In some ways, I was successful and I was really good. And some of these things I'm sharing with you because I'm looking back and I wish I did better. So I'm sharing with you from this very vulnerable space and, from my experience from the last few months, like what worked, what didn't work, and how you guys and how I can all support our loved ones better. Does that make sense, you guys? So, and so for me, for example, I felt it's hard to see that they might not straight up, and here's another thing, when it's a physical disability or physical illness, it's easy, you don't even have to have a conversation about it. But oftentimes, when it's a mental health disorder or if it's depression, it can look on the surface like they're being lazy or that they're being self-sabotaging. Maybe they're drinking a lot, or it can look different. They might not straight up tell you. So once you do, and after seeing some of these videos that we mentioned, once you do notice that they might be suffering from something like that, you guys get to be extra compassionate. Yeah. So I'm taking a moment here to look at some of these comments. Okay. Yeah, if you have a question, please share. Please share. How do I support somebody who is struggling with depression that doesn't like when people worry or care about them because it hurts them even more? What an interesting question. How do I support somebody who is struggling with depression that doesn't like when people worry or care about them because it hurts them even more? Well, here's the thing. There's a weird thing about depression. The weird thing about anxiety, what I found is that even if they say they don't want help, even if they say they might be pushing other people away, secretly what all humans desire is connection. I'm not saying go bombard them with your energy if that's not what they want. However, do be more proactive. Reach out to them, let them know that you care, even if it feels like they're pushing you away, because they might be pushing you away from a place of lowered self-worth or thinking that they're bothering you. So, and this goes back to number 2, which is how to look past that, right? Kind of see through this outer layer that's trying to act hard or, disinterested. So I'm looking at some of these questions, you guys. Hey, by the way, we do care, and I'm not your cat. So I just want to share that with you. And hello. So hey, you guys. So you guys are asking some really great questions, and I'm going to go back and answer some of these a little bit more in a little after I go through some of these highlighted points for you guys. Is that cool with you? All right. Hey, and by the way, if you guys are just hopping on, I invite you all to share with me where you are hopping on from, what part of the world. Would love to know where you guys are coming from. And let me know as I share these, what is really resonating with you, what makes sense. If there's any clarification that I can offer around these topics, please let me know. Cool? All right, number 3. And this is really powerful of a point, because when we think about these people that might be suffering from depression or anxiety, we might have this idea of separation, like, oh, this is me, I'm cool, but they are suffering from anxiety or depression. So, you kind of separate, like, how do I help them, right? Here's the thing, we get to remember this when we are helping these people, is that remember that mental health challenges, it doesn't discriminate. Meaning that even if you're in a good place today, who knows in 20, 30 years, this is something that you could potentially, be challenged with as well, or maybe something that you have already overcome. So what we get to do is and if you have already experienced this in the past, take a moment to really try to put yourself in their shoes. Or even if it was a moment like, hey, like when I was feeling down, what did I really need? And oftentimes the answers will come more intuitively for you. This also helps if you find yourself in any sort of way, and we're all human, this could happen. If you ever find yourself falling into a place of judgment, like, they're depressed and they're not doing this, or, whatever, judgment may come up, take a moment to realize this could happen to anybody. And the reason I mention this is to remind us that we get to have compassion. We get to lead with compassion and understanding, because clearly, they're operating from a place that we might not fully understand unless we really take a moment to put ourselves in their shoes. And so, and sometimes putting yourself in their shoes might actually take additional research from a place of love, with a desire to understand what they're going through, so that you can really help them. And again, that's I want to direct you guys back to some of these videos that's already available on Psych2Go. If you are in that place, there's a lot of resources there. Number 4, this is a tricky one. This is something that I've also experienced, and this can happen more often than not. And so let me know in the chat if you have experienced this, and we'll work this through together. When someone's in a place of depression, and this goes back to one of the questions that somebody asked, like, what do you do when you feel like you're not doing them any good? And they might actually even start to hurt you. Have you guys ever experienced that? Like, there's a depressed person, you're trying to help them, and they're saying hurtful words to you. This is the thing, when anyone's depressed, it's really people going into this state of fear. When fear arises, we go into one of the 3 states, which is fight, flight, or freeze. Now, when people go into a freeze zone, this might look like laziness, this might look like procrastination, this might look like they don't want to get out of bed. It looks like they're not feeling like they want to do anything, and you're trying to get them to be interested in something, anything. Flight can look like they're trying to avoid or numb out their depression. It could look like actually the opposite, like overworking, or over drinking, or over stimulating of some sort, over engaging in risky behaviors. So that could look like that. Now, there's a third one we haven't talked about, which is fight. And a portion of the people who are oh, okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. This is when we get to realize that people are going to try to fight you. And this goes back to the first point, which is to realize they're not fighting you. They're fighting their own demons. And it might look like they're fighting you because you're the immediate person or the object outside of their mind. And this gets to come back to the point that you get to realize they're not their words. They're not their fighting words. I mentioned this in the past before, which is hurt people hurt people. People who are suffering sometimes hurt others, not because they're bad people, but because they literally don't have any other mechanism at that point in their limited mindset, fear-based mindset, to be able to feel anything else, right? So I invite you guys, if they start to hurt you, first of all, the thing is, don't take it personally. They're not attacking you. They are projecting their own fears or projecting their own dissatisfaction with their life or, whatever they're feeling inside. And try to brush it off, knowing that it has nothing to do with you. However, this is also an opportunity for you to set a strong boundary. This is also important. Just because they're suffering doesn't mean that you just let them hurt you either. You get to actually set a strong boundary. It's okay for you to say, hey, I know you're suffering. I love you. And it's not okay for you to treat me that way. It's okay. It's not okay for you to say these mean things. It actually hurts me. And I know you're hurting. And I know the last thing that you like to do is hurt another person that you love. And I love you. So just want to let you know that while I'm here for you, I'm going to walk away when you start to treat me like this. And so you get to also set those strong boundaries. This is actually not only helping you, but helping them for two reasons. One, when you set boundaries, you're also protecting your energetic state so that you can actually show up with more love. You're not going to feel hurt and then go hurt other people and continue the cycle. And two is sometimes if they're doing that to you, you also get to help them realize the impact that they're having with love. Because if they're doing that to you, they might be doing it to other people, and they're probably already stuck in that cycle. And if you enable that, it's not going to help them in the long term. So you get to set those strong boundaries and say, hey, I love you, and that's not okay. Next time, I am here for you if you want to think about or talk about it or emote. I'm here to hold space, but when you start to project that on me, I want to let you know that's where my hard boundary is, and that's not okay, right? Does that make sense for you guys? How's that landing for you? What questions do you have? Yeah, it sounds like, setting boundaries. This is new. What questions do you guys have about setting boundaries? What would be helpful for you? And maybe we can do a separate video on this. I'm just going through some of these comments here. Yep. Happy birthday, by the way. So yeah, you guys. Okay, there's a friend of mine. She's going through a lot in the past few months. She has a career to focus on, but those happened really messing with her mental space. So yeah, I mean, all of these. So I'm going to go through some additional, additional points for you. So please stay tuned. I promise this will be really powerful and help you. Okay, just feel less motivated. If I set boundaries on the people I love, how do I know when it is too much? So here's the thing, and I'm gonna be doing a separate video on self-love and self-care, but when we start to set these new boundaries, what's gonna initially come up is shame, right? You're gonna think like, oh, am I being too selfish? They might even tell you that you're being selfish. And always know that it's okay for you to be selfish. And not selfish in a harmful way. What I mean is put your happiness first, put your overflowingness first. Because here's the thing, I'll use this example. If a plane is about to crash, they always advise that you put on the safety mask on you first, the oxygen mask on you first, and then help your loved ones. Because here's the thing, if you're trying to put it on them first, you might pass out and you might not even be able to help them. This is this is the analogy I like to use when it comes to self-care and self-love. You get to help yourself first, because when you feel good, you can help other people from that overflowing space rather than pouring out of your own cup. Because if you start to pour out of your own cup, you're not full, you don't have the life force energy in you to help others. And now 2 people are suffering versus 1. So boundaries help us protect that energy so that you can show up as your best self for other people that you love and that you want to support, so that you don't become one of them, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Number 5, this is important, you guys. We are always encouraging everyone here to seek professional assistance, help, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a psychiatrist, psychologist, coach, mentor, like some sort of professional help. Specifically for depression, we highly advise, therapists or psychologists or psychiatrists. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is not to try to help them solve their problem. Your job as a friend or loved one is to support them. And a lot of times that could just look like loving them. So if they're, depressed, really highly encourage them to seek help. If someone had a broken leg, the last thing you would do is try to fix it yourself, unless you are a doctor or a surgeon, right? But for some reason, with mental health challenges or disorders or illnesses, it's not as clearly defined, or it's not as easy to identify. So we try our best to help them and we wonder why it's not working. So sometimes the best thing that we can do, just like any other physical illness, is to lead them to a medical professional who can really help them. And this is very much advisable so that you can continue to be the friend that you get to be, and you're not trying to solve or fix them. There's nothing to fix. Everyone is already perfect, but sometimes we have these, chemical imbalances that gets to be balanced out. And it's a medical chemical thing. It has nothing to do with who they are. So that's one of the tips I have for you guys. Number 6, let them know that they are not judged. I don't know about you guys, but where I'm at in the, right now in Seoul, Korea, or even in the US, and I assume that in a lot of different countries, mental health disorders still have this huge stigma compared to other kinds of illnesses. So sometimes people are scared to really open up. People are scared to ask for support or even get professional help because they're scared that they're going to be judged. Dinner with one of my friends the other day who shared with me that because of the stigma, it stops them from, seeking a therapist or professional help because they fear what this is going to mean for their reputation. And this is so still common. So the best thing that we can do as, our friends or family members who might be suffering and being their friend, being their loved one, is that we get to create a space where they know that they're not judged and that they're loved, and let them know that they are safe in your presence. And really practice it. Just don't tell them and then, judge them. Don't do that. Really step into this place of non-judgment. And that itself can be really powerful and healing. Would you guys agree for some of you who have experienced on the other end, maybe some of you guys have actually experienced depression or mental health challenges, and would you agree that creating a safe space for you has been helpful? I'm curious. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate that. How do they know? Yep. Okay, so a lot of people are saying it's helpful. I love that safe space. Yeah, and for anybody, really, anybody can benefit from safer space. Right? All right, moving along. Okay, number 7. So this, some of you guys may or may not agree with this, and obviously take or leave whatever resonates with you. But number 7, pray for them. Send them good thoughts, send them good vibes. And this might not feel immediately helpful, but even in a scientific way, it is helpful, and I'll tell you why. I mean, scientific research does show that praying for another person, sending good thoughts, sending good intentions for another person is not only helpful for the receiving person, but also you. This helps your self-care, self-love too, because it's a practice of giving. I mean, what a beautiful way to stay in an abundant, loving mindset when we pray for another person. But not only that, I know for a fact that praying for a person does help. I mean, we don't have to get into all of that today. Yes, I will just say that there is scientific evidence that is helpful for all parties involved. But pray for them. And this is so simple, something that we can do. And when we are able to tap into an abundant mindset because we're praying for another person and we're in the energy of giving, that energy itself, you're able to go out and help that person be more of that supportive energy even easier because you're already in that state of loving and kindness. Yes. Prayer helps a lot. Okay, so maybe we all take a moment because you guys are all here because you probably have somebody in your life that is, going through a difficult time. Let's take a moment right now and send them good thoughts. This doesn't have anything to do with any kind of religion. You can pray to whoever, God or yourself or your own divine being, whatever you like. This isn't any religion-focused practice. You can just say some good healing thoughts and send it to them. And notice how good it feels for you even. And imagine that person healing and visualize that ideal situation for them. See how good it feels. There's plenty of research, and this is a topic for a whole different time, but there's plenty of research that these kind of focused, loving intention can really shift a lot of energies in this world. All right, cool. Number 8. And this kind of goes along with number 7. If appropriate, not everyone might even take this on, but if appropriate, encourage that person. Some kind of spiritual practice for them too. Maybe encourage them to pray for their own healing. Maybe encourage them to, start meditating. Maybe encourage them to, if they already have a religion that they resonate with, encourage them to go into that space of sacredness, whether it's going to the, church or temple or whatever they resonate with, or if they already have a prayer practice that they, maybe forgot about, encourage them on that path. It can be really powerful for them as well. All right. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna move on. Number 9. So this is one way that we get to also be a part of the healing process. And it's actually way simpler than you think, but it's actually a little bit harder when put into practice unless we really show up with this intention. And it's to listen without needing to fix anything, without, of course, there's going to be times where it's appropriate for you to recommend, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? But even those recommendations will be even more effective and powerful when you first listen. Ask them what they are experiencing. What is it like? Tell me. And just shut up. And just listen. I don't know about you guys, but this is something that I get to practice even more, which is that sometimes it's easier because we love them. We want them to feel better. We go into this like, oh, let's help you feel better mode. But sometimes the most important thing is to just listen, hold space, and just nod. Put a hand on their shoulder and say, I hear you. Give them a hug. Just ask them how they're experiencing this life, how they're experiencing this mental health disorder, how they're experiencing depression, and with no judgment, just listen. And I want to say this is hard, even for me. It has to be something that I have to really intentionalize. But when done, it's really powerful and it can be extremely healing. And acknowledge them. Acknowledge them for just opening up, having the courage to speak about it. If they share anything with you, thank them for sharing their innermost thoughts. Okay. Is this helpful, you guys? Some of these might be, whoa, like, oh my gosh, I've never thought about it. Some of these might be, yeah, like I knew that, but I haven't put into practice. And this is a powerful reminder for me to do that. So please share with me what's been resonating with you the most, any questions that you have, let me know. Yes, absolutely. Oops. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna continue, guys. Number 10, so simple. I mean, these tips are not anything, anything revolutionizing, but when done in practice, it is. Remind them that they are loved. Remind them. And you might know, in certain cultures, saying I love you is not very common, I found. Especially, I've been in Korea for the last year. Saying I love you is not as common as in America or other cultures. Especially when it comes to older generations. Tell them you love them. Like, verbalize it. Like, make it so obvious. Don't think that your actions or what you do or, the little things, don't leave it being hinted. Like, tell them, look at them in the eye and say, I love you. I just want you to know that I love you. You are so loved by this family, by this friends group. And it might be that simple statement that can make a huge difference. So really reminding them that they are loved. Let them feel your love. Ask them, do you feel loved? What can I do to help you feel loved in this moment? How can I love you? I mean, these are such simple questions that we can ask at any time that we just forget to ask. Or, it's hard for us to access that part of us for this person who really needs to hear that at times. So I invite you guys to step into that place where you get to ask them, how can I love you? Not how can I fix you, because there's nothing to fix. Everyone is already whole and perfect. How can I love you? Number 11, create routines together that would help. And praise and encourage routines that would help them. One of my loved ones, they started walking in a way to help them exercise, to help them stay more grounded. And I praise them every day. I'm like, oh my gosh, you walked today. I'm so proud of you. What a wonderful routine that you're creating for yourself. How amazing. I'm so proud of you, because you guys, for people who are moving through these darker emotions or states of depression or anxiety, doing little things can be a big deal. So when you encourage them, when you acknowledge them for creating these healthier routines and you really see them, it means a lot to them. So take a notice of certain things that they do, new healthy routines that they're creating, any signs of improvement. And maybe, walk with them if available, physical distance, you're able to be with them, do them together. If they're trying to eat healthier, go get juice together. If they're trying to be, exercising more, go for a walk together. And you can create these routines together to support them. Number 12, and this goes along with number 11, make a big deal when you see any signs of improvement. So even if you're not able to create these routines and do them together, make a big deal. And also, when you do have shared activities and you know that this person's suffering from depression or anxiety, avoid doing things together that is not helpful for their mental health. For instance, I had a close friend who was suffering from, depression and anxiety. And one thing I had to make it clear to them is that, hey, I'm willing to do cool things with you. I'm willing to do things to support you, but I'm unwilling to drink with you. I'm unwilling to engage any other activities that I know isn't going to be good for you. And but when they do something for them that is any signs of improvement, encourage them, praise them, and let them know that you see them and acknowledge them, right? Okay, you guys. Is this helpful, you guys? I hope this is helpful. Let me know what's resonating with you. I'm looking at some of these comments. Yeah. So, okay. Lovely. I'm so glad you guys, 500 of you guys are still on live right now from all over the world. I love this. Love this. Love this. And really quickly, you guys, I want to remind us as a quick reminder that we are celebrating 7 million subscribers. We're so honored to help you guys. We're so honored to connect you guys. We're so honored to be here and share this content. Thank you for being here, because without you guys, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this moment. I wouldn't be able to do what I love the best, which is helping you and also have this community, this beautiful chat we're having together. I mean, this is all great. So thank you all. Okay, I'm going to continue for now. Shall I continue? If so, please say yes in the chat. Let me know you guys are still here, engaged, and loving this content. If this is helpful, please let us know. Please let us know here. Okay, amazing. All right, Maria, Luisa, we will continue. Let's go, let's go. All right, you guys, let's continue. So number 13. This is something that a technique I utilize to help my entrepreneurs and high performers anchor into their successful state. A lot of times this is what I do, to help them anchor into a mindset that really supports them. Help them remember good times and help them remember that they had these good feelings. Talk about their achievements. Ask them what are some times, hey, when was the last time that you were happy? And they may be like, oh, it's been a long time. Hey, but okay, I understand it's been a long time, but when was the last time? I want to know. Help them access the memories of good feelings. This helps them remind themselves that they're not defined by their depression. It's not a permanent thing. It's a thing that can come and go, but it can also go because they've had good times in their past. One of the things, though, is that depression can also screw with our memories, right? So really, be patient. Help them really remember what the good times were, and just really help them experience that again, even for a second. Oh yeah, I remember that time. That was amazing. Or, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so proud of you for that achievement too. That was so incredible to watch. Help them. And then number 14, this is a tricky one. And I say this, I'm going to spend some time talking about this. It's good to support them, but sometimes you know that the best way to support them is to share the truth. Speak into the truth in a way that's loving, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of genuine care and love. And let them know, like clearly verbalize, hey, can I share something with you from a place of love? Because I really care. Sometimes they're gonna have these self-sabotaging behaviors, and sometimes they will go for too long. If they're engaging in risky behaviors, or if they're drinking too much, or if they're clearly doing things that is not supporting them, you get to share with them. And this is only helpful when you do it from a place of love and you see them as an equal. You see them as already a whole being. There's nothing to fix. It's just that, hey, I love you and I want you around for a long time. I want to see you happy. And I'm concerned because I noticed, and you can start by acknowledging them. And first of all, I want to acknowledge you because I know that it takes courage every day to go through these days where everything seems heavy. And I want to acknowledge you because I know you're trying in your own way. I know you're trying your best. And then state what you observe factually. And not like, oh, you're drinking too much. Now that sounds like a judgment. If they're, engaging in drinking, you feel like it's not helping them, you can say, hey, notice that you've been drinking 4 times out of the 7 days last week. That's not a judgment, just a simple observation. And I noticed that you drank, 5 drinks each of those nights, 3 drinks each, like whatever it is, specifically what you observe. I noticed that. And my best intention for you is that you are healthy. And I just want to, talk about that. Or have you, sought help for that? How can I support you? Open up the conversation. Sometimes bringing clarity and genuine, sharing your truth that other people might not be willing to share can be love. Now you get to focus on that intention, and this is why, because their reaction may not be what you want. They might not say, oh my God, thank you, right? Because they already are stuck in this pattern. They might initially try to defend themselves. They might initially try to fight you, argue you. Just know that they're not fighting you. They're arguing with themselves. But sometimes planting that seed can have an effect down the road. And don't do it overtly, but do let them know that they're loved and so on. Is this helpful, you guys? What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts? What questions do you have? Let me know if this is okay. Lemon ASMR, I've been in a depressive episode. I'm having trouble getting out of it. I want to ask you, if someone were to do these things with you and for you, would this be helpful? Is there anything else that you think would be helpful for other people that love you to support you? Feel free to share, and we would love to hear. Very much helpful. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay. Share your experience, strength, and hope. I love that. Okay. And lastly, number 15, you guys, the best way to support them is for you to embody self-love. Sometimes who we're being can be more healing and inspirational and motivating than what we're doing. Focus on your happiness too. Don't lose yourself trying to help somebody or save somebody else. Take plenty of time to love yourself. Be the beacon of light, be the beacon of love yourself. Show them how it's done. Hey, this is what it looks like to really love yourself. And you don't have to even say that when you're being it. When you're truly doing things that support your growth and to support your own happiness, and it becomes a natural part, this will inspire them. Take responsibility for your own happiness. Show people what it looks like for you to take responsibility for how you feel. And then they might be like, whoa, that person's really taking their own happiness and well-being into their own hands. I wonder what I can do. And it's also going to be way more powerful when you can support them from a place of overflowing. Because if two people are now, in a fear-based mindset, it's going to be like just clashing, right? Oop, I'm back. All they have to do is model who you're being. They're going to be inspired. So I'm going to have a separate video, you guys, if you think that would be helpful for me to do how to really love yourself, how to self-care even more. If that's something that you guys would benefit from, let me know. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It's Yuri Choi, so YouTube/C/Yuri Choi. I will have a video on that soon if you think that you would benefit from something like that, so that not only can you show up for yourself, but for your loved ones who might be suffering. And self-love, self-care, that's always helpful. So you guys, I shared a lot today. How are you doing? Thank you so much, by the way, for being here for the last hour, for being here for each other, and for being here at all. We are at 7 million subscribers, and we're so deeply thankful for all of you. So I shared a bunch. How are you guys doing? What resonated with you? What was most helpful for you? I'm going to start answering some questions here. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, I'm going to start highlighting them and going through them right now. So share in the chat for me here. Yes, thank you, thank you. So this is my channel if you guys want to follow me or subscribe. And yes, of course, I'm so glad this was helpful. You are here. We're so glad that you're here, Amelia. And we will have this available on the channel for a bit. How do I give extra love to someone who's already getting professional help? Like I said, really take on your role as their friend or loved one. Show up with absolute non-judgment and absolute compassion, and be willing to listen. And all the things that we talked about today, hopefully that will help. Love you too, you guys. I love you. Hey, share with me in the chat. What was most helpful for you? What are you grateful for today? Let's start a conversation. What questions do you have? Could you describe an experience of speaking with a mental health professional, psychiatrist, or therapist, or mental health topics? Okay, yeah. I mean, I've encouraged so many people to go get help from a professional. I've, gotten, I have therapists as well as experiences with psychologists. It depends. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but typically it's a very safe space. This is a place where, everyone just wants to support you. It's like going to any other doctor's appointment. You share with them what's going on. They might ask you some questions, and they're going to offer, recommendations. If they're a psychiatrist, they're more likely to offer some kind of medication type of treatment or some specific plan of treatment. Sometimes I find that with therapists, they are more willing to listen, and it depends on the professionals. I can't speak for everyone, but what I can say is they are the experts, they're the professionals, and you won't regret going to them if you have something that you are dealing with. So my recommendation is feel open-minded, know that you're supported, know that they have been trained to help you, and try it. Go and know that if you are needing this, there's no reason for you to not seek help, just like any other challenges physically, right? Your advice applies to people who want to actually help themselves. How do I help someone who doesn't see themselves as worthy of the effort to get better? Please, I have a friend like this. So obviously, this is not one size fits all answer, but I can share with you this. Whatever it takes for you to communicate your genuine love and care for them. And one of the things that you can look at is, what is their love language? You know, there's 5 different love languages, right? There's act of service, words of affirmation, gifts, quality time. What am I missing? Quality time, act of service, gift. Anyways, I'm blanking right now. There's 5 different, love languages, or you might just know them, that you know that they feel most love when you say a praise or whatever. Love is an energy that really can change the impossible to possible. So show up with love. Let them know I care about you. And it would mean the world for me to see you happy, to see you healed, to see you, be who you really are. Let me know how I can support you. And let's get some help. I'll go there with you. I'll help you. All the things that we talked about, but it's most important for you to show that intention of love and trust that it's going to do magic. And, don't give up. Don't give up. NZ, I just acknowledge you for trying, because this is also your journey of learning how to show up for your loved ones, and who knows how this is going to impact you in the future. I have a friend who is always short-tempered. This is something that I talked about before. Hurt people hurt people. When someone is short-tempered or being rude or mean to you, you get to know that this has nothing to do with you. They're triggered. They are already suffering. So I know it's hard, and I've been in this situation as well many times, and it's really hard to not get triggered back. And just to remember that, they're suffering. So have compassion, of course. If they're, attacking you, set those boundaries while having compassion, because self-love is also love. Self-compassion is also compassion. But realize that what they're saying to you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their inner demons that they're fighting. So when we can actually take ourselves out of that formula, like they're not being rude to you, it actually becomes a little bit easier to see them and, provide them with the support. To message to one there to she's super nice and honest. I'm moving away from my family. How to, and okay. So you guys, how was that for you? Is that helpful? I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for our 7 million subscribers. Hey, you guys, if you have anyone that you think would be benefiting from a video like this, please feel free to share. The reason that we do this is because we have a mission to help people around the world, also eliminate stigma around mental health challenges and illnesses, and to know that we're all in this together. We created this community because we believe that everyone can heal together. Sure, a lot of these videos is to help you, identify what might be going on. And we've also started to do a lot of these workshops so that we can support people in the healing process as much as possible. If you guys migrate over to my YouTube channel, you'll also see a bunch of different self-help videos, as well as healing videos around forgiveness and confidence and happiness and so on. So feel free to join me there. And if there's any other topics that we can touch on, I know you guys have already shared, and we see you, we hear you. Obviously, there's a ton of comments coming through, so we're not able to catch all of them. But know that every single one of them do matter, and that we listen, and we try our best to create content to support you. So again, this particular live stream was about how to support another person who might be moving through depression. And I know a lot of you guys might be asking, like, well, how do I support myself? There's also some videos that highlight those on my channel as well as on Psych2Go. So definitely check those out. We'll list some of those there. I'm grateful that I saw this live. Oh, okay. I'm grateful I saw this. Well, so grateful you're here too, Drisana. What a beautiful name. I have a question about how can I put myself actually back from crying at night? So I want to let you know, Drisana, I actually have clients who have trouble like crying. Meaning, how beautiful is that you get to be an effortless channeler of your emotions and move them through your body? So I want to acknowledge you. I mean, crying isn't all a bad thing. However, if you do find yourself, falling into this pattern, you're finding yourself it's not really helping, go back to the basics. Go back to the basics. So if this is coming from a place of depression or not feeling good, go back to the basics. Move your body every day. It's been proven that working out of any sort, it could be simple walking, even yoga, even anything. Any kind of physical activity is going to increase the happy hormones in your brain, literally changing the chemicals to support you to feel better. So to break that pattern, maybe instead, when you know that it's about time that you typically cry, and there is some truth that our body does get addicted to these stress hormones, break the pattern. Maybe during that time when you feel, oh, this is typically a time that I fall into that space of darkness or crying, choose to do plan to do something else during that time. Maybe, anything from stretching, going for a quick walk if that's available. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I just find a funny video, even though my body's the last thing I'm gonna do is laugh. I'll literally find videos of happy babies and cute animals and make myself laugh. I mean, sometimes we lead with our mind, but a lot of times when we're depressed, it's hard to lead with our mind because our mind is already in a place that we don't want. So we get to lead with our physical body first, meaning move your body, change things up in your body, dance like a crazy person, turn on your favorite music and dance, break the pattern. And it's gonna allow your body and your mind to enter into a space that's a little different from what you're used to. So I hope that's helpful. Sunlight, yeah, vitamin D, which we get from sunlight. It's actually been scientifically proven that it's very helpful. I didn't list it here because being in Seoul, Korea, I find that that's not always available for everybody. So I focused on things that you can do for another person that's a little bit more readily available for others. However, if a sunlight is available, absolutely go out to sunlight. If you're helping somebody who's moving through depression, go out into sunlight, find activities that incorporate sunlight and, get some sunlight together. It's an excellent idea. And, this is what I mean by going back to the basics, do the things to take care of your physical body first. So getting sunlight, the simple things, getting sunlight, getting exercise, drinking enough water can actually increase your mood or, heighten your mood as well. Meditating, yoga. I mean, a lot of these things are abundantly available, meaning they're available for free, right? I mean, sunlight is free. Water is most likely free. Stretching, yoga is free. There's tons of yoga videos on the internet that you can access for free. Meditation. Now, I can have a whole different discussion on meditation. If you are the one suffering from depression or you have somebody who's suffering from depression, encourage them to meditate, or you also meditate if you're suffering too. Meditating itself actually brings our body into a place of balance, homeostasis. It creates the ground so that we get unaddicted to these stress hormones. A lot of times when we're depressed, that means that we're getting stressed and entering into this fear state on a rhythmic basis. And of course, this isn't all a cure for depression. Definitely seek medical help. And so, for some milder symptoms of depression, meditating can be massively helpful. So can breath work. So maybe we can do a workshop another day on breath work and meditation. But this can really help our bodies calm down, literally calm down, so that we have space to create new possibilities. The thing with depression is that we get stuck in this mindset that we are what we created in the past, and that's it, right? Anytime, think about this. When we are stuck in this mindset, or any kind of depressive episode, we believe that we're only gonna feel what we've felt before. Like, hey, like I am predicting that this worst thing's gonna happen, so therefore I'm feeling bad again. But when we can actually tap into this reminder and the mindset that we're actually the creator of our own emotional states, creator of our own future, then it becomes easier for us to be optimistic because we can create whatever it is that we want. So I mean, there's a lot to be said there, but anyway, so I wanted to share some of these with you guys. Thank you all for being here. It's been incredible sharing this space. So any other questions? What's my zodiac sign? Can you guys guess? If you guys can guess, put it in the chat. Maybe I'll tell you at the end of this. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you are here as well. And I'm looking at, hey you guys, if someone is actually suicidal, please, call like the ER or any kind of support that's available in your own country. There's hotlines for suicide in the US. Let me look it up for you right now. I don't know too much about all the other resources in all the countries all around the world, but I can tell you there's suicide and crisis hotline available. Here, let me see. I'm gonna just look this up for you right now. Suicide prevention. It's 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. This is the suicide prevention, or I'm sorry, crisis hotline. So if there's anyone that is like really suicidal, don't take any chances. Get help, get serious help. Support them by getting them the hotline or informing their family members. Like, do everything and anything. Don't take that lightly. And yeah, yes, I agree. Psych2Go is the best psychology community. You guys, I have never been in a community as supportive and loving and amazing as you guys. I seriously thank every single one of you on behalf of Psych2Go. We are so thankful for all of you guys for being here, for all of you guys continuing to support us. Please share these videos with those who you think would be, benefiting from something like this. Share these videos on your social media. By the way, you guys, if you're still here, feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's at Yuri1C. All my information is below. I also have a free masterclass that I'm planning soon. It's called Charisma Code. So sign up at charismacodes.com if you guys are curious about how I can support y'all with confidence and different kinds of mindset. I'll be informing you guys on that soon. And by the way, I'm a Capricorn, but on the cusp of Aquarius. So if you guys are still here, that's your answer. It's so funny because I'm Capricorn and I feel Capricorn-y a lot, meaning like I'm more practical and but then I have my like wild Aquarius side where I love to paint and create, so I feel both. All right, you guys. So I love you guys so much. Again, my name is Yuri Choi. I'm an author, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker. I help entrepreneurs and high achievers with their mindset, with their language patterns, emotional intelligence, helping them stay unstoppable so that they can create the results that they want. If this applies to any of you guys are curious about what I do for that particular community, feel free to message me on Instagram or schedule an initial call with me. If you are an entrepreneur or high achiever who's looking to grow their business and also stay grounded and get clarity in their life to grow, and all of that information in the captions below. Other than that, You guys, I love you so much. Let's end this really quick with a quick meditation and a prayer for all those who can utilize healing right now. And maybe that's yourself today. Maybe that's somebody else. Are you guys okay with that? Does that feel good? If so, say yes in the chat and we will go right into it and we will end this live stream here. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you too. Yes, yes, yes. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna play some music and all right, and we'll get this concluding on a beautiful note here today. You guys hear music okay? Oof, I'm getting chills. How beautiful is it going to be for 500 of us to meditate and send prayers for the world together for a second? All right, you guys. Go ahead and close your eyes wherever you are. Take a deep, deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and plant your feet to the ground, or if you're sitting down, just sit up straight. If you're laying down, you're perfect there as well. Just taking a moment to notice that as you surrender to gravity, you're also surrendering to the pull and the infinite love of the earth and the universe. And feel good in that for a second. Let's set an intention of love and healing. Take a moment right now to say the name of the person that you're praying for or meditating for, whether it's yourself or somebody else. Take a moment to picture that person in your mind. And imagine that person healthy, smiling, loving, laughing, joyful. And imagine how good it feels to be in that energy with them. Even if it's yourself, see yourself being happy, radiant, beautiful, joyful, or that person that you're praying for. Take a moment here to take another deep inhale. And exhale. Imagine that you're in the proximity of this person, being in their most radiant, happy, joyful self. Take a moment to give energy to that visualization. How good it feels to be in their presence and their warmth, their radiance. As you see them being who they really are, which is this beautiful soul that is infinitely loving, that is infinitely, unapologetically joyful. They're living in the moment. And send gratitude to this visual or this moment as if it's happening right now. Feel in your own body how grateful, how radiant, how joyful you feel to know that this person gets to be happy and joyful and healthy and healing again. How grateful you feel that this is finally happening. And this is why we do what we're doing. One more person that is living in their joy, true to who they are. This is our own contribution to bring more peace and love to this world. There's a lot of stuff happening around the world right now. And when there's more light within you, when there's more happy people, It's no surprise that there's going to be a happier world that we can create together. So right now, take a moment also to be grateful for yourself. Acknowledge yourself for being here. You could be anywhere, but you're here, making this love and this compassion, this good energy a priority for the world. And I'm just gonna let the music take over for a few seconds so you guys can really be here for a second. You might feel the shift in your own body. You might feel lighter. You're feeling more relaxed, feeling more abundant in love. Acknowledge all of you, especially on this live chat, as well as in this video today, because all of you are here because you love someone. Some of you guys are here because you love yourself enough to seek healing, which is also beautiful. And for you to be here because you care about somebody being helped, that itself is so beautiful, so powerful. So I acknowledge all of you for being that today. And when you're ready, take a moment to bring your hands to your heart. Bless yourself first, and then bless that person in your mind that you're thinking of. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here this whole time. Thank you so much for showing up and loving each other, loving Psych2Go. Thank you so much. Feel free to share. I'm gonna wait here probably for another minute if you guys have any comments to share before you hop off. Other than that, just want to say love you. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back next month for some additional things. Besides that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. Hey, feel free to take a picture of this, tag Psych2Go Tips and myself, Yuri1C, and let's stay connected. Love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, Jennifer. Bye, Sarah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you as well, Joshua. Have a beautiful day. Oh, so much love here. I'm getting like goosebumps, just like feeling into all of y'all's right now. Thank you, Cola Twizzle. These names are so fun. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Kaden. Bye, everybody. See ya soon. So cute. Thank you. Yes, we'll meet again. Good to hear.